Hi everyone. I'm outside my home here in Baltimore. You can hear the crickets chirping in the morning, which I don't really know why that happens. And it's a beautiful, warm, sunny, hot day. And I'm here to talk to you a bit about this time of year and what the whole world is going through. The Jewish holidays that are coming up, Rosh Hashanah, Yom Kippur, they're not just about Jewish people, unlike Passover, which is very much about the Jewish people. They're about the whole world. So everything that I'm going to say right now is applicable to everyone in the whole world. And it's funny, I got up this morning and I had this plan because right now we're in the month of Elul, and Elul is very much a preparatory month for these holidays. And wow, it's really loud outside. Okay, we'll just let that plane pass. And that car. Anyway, Elul is a month of preparation for these four holidays that are coming up. All the holidays are connected. They're basically one big holiday. And growing up as a secular Jew, I really didn't know about that. I knew a bit about Sukkot, but I never celebrated it. And I knew a bit about Simchat Torah and Shmini Atzeret and everything. I didn't celebrate it at all. Sorry, I didn't know anything about it. I'd never heard of it. As a good friend of mine said, some parents think that I made it up. So there's four holidays that happen right now, starting with Rosh Hashanah, then Yom Kippur, then Sukkot, then Shmini Atzeret / Simchat Torah. And they are all part of a big process that starts in Elul. And it's incredible. And I woke up this morning, I'm like, it's Elul. I should start off by talking about Elul, and then I'll do another video on Rosh Hashanah, and then I'll do a video on Yom Kippur, and then etc. But all I could think about this morning is Yom Kippur, because I have to admit, it's my favorite holiday. It really is my favorite holiday, and it's been brought to my attention recently by some things I've been reading and speaking to people, that for many people it's their most dreaded holiday, and it's horrible. You're sitting there, you're pounding your chest, you're guilty, you're confessing your sins, and you're so horrible, you're not worthy, blah, blah, blah. This is what people think this holiday is about. And it's tragic, because this is the last thing that this holiday is about. This holiday is the most liberating, beautiful, wonderful holiday. And so I really want to talk about it and clear up some misconceptions about this holiday. What we do in the month of Elul is we do, or at least we try to do a spiritual accounting of ourselves and our personality. We think about all the people that we've hurt during the year, and we do our best to make things right. We either apologize to them in person, or rectify ties, or commit to ourselves to make changes in our relationships. We speak to people. We go over our personality and the things we've done and the things we've lacked, and our disappointments of the year, our achievements of the year. It's kind of like what we do on Shabbat. How on Shabbat we think about the whole week and where we're going, and we stop. And Elul is about that, but it's for the whole year that you do this, and it's truly incredible for that reason. So then what we do during Elul is we do this preparation. Many Jewish men will get up at dawn every day, and they'll do confession. And it's not about confessing your sins, it's about letting go of your sins. And I really want to clear that up about Yom Kippur. That'll be coming up later. But really confessing and thinking about where you've gone wrong, it's not a bad thing. It's not to beat yourself up and for God to say that you're a horrible person. It's so you can let go of the parts of yourself that are holding you back, right? It's so you can let go of these blockages, and these blockages are not who you really are, because you are an infinite spark of the infinite. You can do anything. You are infinitely loved, you're infinitely beautiful, you can accomplish anything. But when you have those blocks and when you make those mistakes during the year, when you disconnect, that's what we're trying to let go of. And that's what we're, quote unquote, beating ourselves up for. We're mourning the fact that we had lost opportunities this year, and we are trying to commit to be better people. So anyway, during Elul, we're doing a lot of that, but it's not yet the holiday of like the climax of that. And between Rosh Hashanah. Rosh Hashanah is a very happy celebratory holiday where we celebrate the birth of humankind. Not Jewish people, not the birth of the world, the birth of humankind. And then we have 10 days between Rosh Hashanah and Yom Kippur where we can really, really intensify our self-analyzation, our self-actualization. We make sure we commit anyone that we haven't yet spoken to that we need to make things right with. We really do that. Any debts that we have to settle them. Anything that any charity that we didn't donate to, that we said we'd donate to, any promises that we made that we broke, we have to undo all those things and make all those things right during those 10 days. And then after all that work, we have Yom Kippur. Now, on Yom Kippur, we fast. And it's very unlike Tisha B'Av, which is a day that we had recently. On Yom Kippur, we fast because we are supposed to be so spiritual, so above our physical needs. We're supposed to be like angels. Not angels like flapping wing angels, but angels like these channels, these messengers from God that give us so much in our lives. We are so above our physicality that we wear white, like the infinite, like angels, like light. And we don't eat because we are beyond our physicality. And every single Jewish person is doing that during the day. We spend the whole day in contemplation, in synagogue and shul. Many women, if they can't go because of their kids, they'll stay at home, but we're very contemplative, and everyone is doing it. And what I love about this holiday is something that's very interesting, is that it's sometimes hard to really look at yourself with a magnifying glass. You see things that you'd rather ignore. It's very easy to go through life and be busy and have excuses and kind of not really take an honest look at yourself. It's scary to look at yourself for that first time. If you haven't done it before, you might be scared coming up to it. But I have to tell you this from the bottom of my heart, just don't be scared. Really don't be scared, because it is the best thing that you can do for yourself. If you know that you've taken a really honest look at yourself and you haven't hidden anything and you haven't pretended anything or like avoided anything, like you've taken a real honest good look at yourself, then you're free. You're free to be like, you've really, like, you've looked at yourself and you've survived and you've accepted yourself just as God has accepted you. We have to love ourselves, or try to love ourselves, as much as our Creator loves us. And that's the biggest challenge. So anyway, what helps me on this day, because, you can say, well, why can't you just look at yourself any time of the year, right? And, we all try. Being Jewish is about taking responsibility and analyzing yourself and thinking about yourself and your actions and everything. But the great thing is that we have this whole day, 25 hours, put aside, that a whole community, a whole nation, all these Jewish people are doing this. And I realize when I'm in synagogue on Yom Kippur, and when I'm, really thinking about myself and I'm very into myself, there's something like I realize that person's doing it too, and that person over there is doing it too, and everyone across the whole world, everyone is doing this. Everyone is looking at themselves and really making commitments to changing themselves and becoming the people that they need to be, that we need to be in this world. And it makes it easier for me, because even though I'm doing my own personal reflection, first of all, I'm responsible for my whole community, and I'll go into that a little later. But we're all doing it. It's kind of nice. It's like group therapy in a beautiful way. Even though I am very individual and on my own, it's not like we're speaking out loud. It's not like we're confessing to each other. Like, we're talking to our Creator, but we're all doing it. So that's one of the best things I love about Yom Kippur. Now, when many, I would say, not necessarily secular Jews, because like a lot of Orthodox people do this too. Many people think that Yom Kippur is a day of guilt, of beating yourself up, of denying yourself food, and it's just horrible. And while my phone is ringing, but I want to finish this video instead, because it's very important. This is not about denying yourself, and this is not about beating yourself up. And I want to bring up one idea and one deep misconception about Judaism, which is the idea of Jewish guilt. Jewish guilt does not and should not exist. Okay, and I'm going to say this very clearly. That's the one point I have to make here. All these, things about Jewish guilt, just beating yourself up. This is not a Jewish idea. Being Jewish is saying, I can be better tomorrow. But it's not about beating yourself up and saying that you're horrible. It's not about wallowing in your guilt. It's not about feeling terrible. Like, that is a very not Jewish concept. So I really want to make that clear, and I'm going to bring up a proof of that, because here we have our Yom Kippur Machzor, where we go through the failings of our community, and we beat our chest many times during the day, and we're not punching ourselves in the chest. When we touch our chest, we touch right where our heart is, and we put all these things that we've done and that our community has done, because we're responsible for our community and those around us. We take them to heart, and we also release ourselves from it. With every thump of your chest, you are releasing yourself. And even as I'm making this video, I'm so excited to do this. I love this holiday. It is amazing. Just really don't hit yourself too hard, because you will get a bruise. Don't do that. It's not about hitting yourself. Anyway, the first thing that we confess to, that we let go of on Yom Kippur, is Ashamnu. Yeah, you can see Ashamnu. And that's translated as, we were guilty. Now, if you look at a very simple level, you can say, yeah, we were guilty. We did some bad things this year. That is what I'm responsible for. I was guilty of doing this, that. No, because that's actually not what we are saying. We're not saying we are guilty of speaking badly, or we are guilty of making false accusations. We are guilty of what? We are guilty. It's because we have all those things: robbing, speaking badly, slander, deceitful. We have all those things. We are guilty is its own separate category. That means that when you've done something wrong, and you go home and you say, oh, I am such a horrible person. I hate myself. God hates me. I'm not even going to go on. Like, I'm just terrible. Guilt. That is a sin in Judaism to do that. I'm not talking about sin in a way that we talk about it in secular society. That is a really bad thing to do that. You should not do that. We all do it, but you should not do that. Wallowing in that guilt is basically saying, I'm disconnected from the infinite. I can't improve. I can't make myself better. I have no hope. I'm terrible. And that is something we cannot do. So we are confessing to the fact that we have wallowed in our guilt. We're not saying that we've been guilty and therefore we're terrible people. We're saying that I need to let go of that wallowing, of that self-hate, that self-pity, that disconnection from my Creator. So that is my favorite thing, and I just want to clear that up, because Jewish guilt is a myth. We're not supposed to feel guilty all the time. We don't feel guilty all the time. It's actually, we're really happy all the time. Like, I love being Jewish. It's the best thing ever, because, like, yes, it's hard. Yes, I have 613 mitzvot. I can't go to the bathroom without having certain thoughts in my head. And this, like, my whole life is about being Jewish. But my whole life is about making myself better and being a better person, which is, there's nothing more liberating than that. There's nothing more empowering than telling someone and telling myself that I can be better. I have the capacity, because I'm connected to the infinite, of being better. It's amazing. It's so amazing. And this is what Yom Kippur is about. You walk away from Yom Kippur, and it's like you've been on a complete detox, amazing spa for the soul. You've gone through every little inch of your soul. You've peeked into the corners. You've looked at the stuff that you don't want to look at, and you faced it, because your whole community is holding your hand and doing it with you. And God is with you. We are closer to God on Yom Kippur than any other day of the year, except for your wedding day. Your wedding day is apparently like every single Yom Kippur that you've ever had combined into one day. But I digress. So Yom Kippur, you're closer to God. You can do anything. You can accomplish anything. And it's just incredible. You walk away with so much excitement and so much brimming hope for your year. And you've let go of the things that are holding you back. And it's just, It's incredible. And then we have the holiday after, which is Sukkot, which is basically the whole holiday. I'll give a little video on this later. The whole holiday is about the hug that you get from your creator after all this work that you've done. You're eating outside, you're in nature, you're being embraced by your sukkah, your little hut outside, and it's basically, Sukkot is all about this great big hug. Like, it's like a kid that goes and, does a really big math test or a really big competition, or like works really, really hard and then runs into their parents' arms afterwards. And that's what Sukkot and Shemoneh Atzeret are about. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. I really hope it clears up some misconceptions about Yom Kippur, and that you can go into this day with excitement, anticipation, and really be excited to face yourself, to face your fears, to know that God is holding your hand, your whole community is holding your hand. And this day is not about being guilty. This day is about letting go. It's about letting go of yourself, letting go of the things that are holding you back, letting go of anything egotistical, anything blockading you. And there's no higher potential to do this than on the day of Yom Kippur. So I wish you all a happy Elul, good luck. Elul is a very exciting time. It's intense. It's very intense. But, I have to just speak personally for myself. When you start really facing these things and really being honest with yourself and really being clear about where you want to go and what you want to do in life, it's happiness. It's pure happiness. There's avoiding these things is never going to make anyone happy. And really facing these things and really accepting the fact that you are human, you're going to make mistakes. And the greatest thing is that we are put on this world with time to rectify those mistakes. If I hurt my friend, thank God, I'm going to wake up the next day and I can apologize to her. That's incredible, and that's a gift from God. And on this day, we can do it so much more. So, Kol Tu, wish you all a Shabbat Shalom. Hope you're doing well. Bye.